Well, my line was basically, but it's called Bad Boy meets what are they called? Um, Tomboys. And that's why I mixed up a bit of a fabric that is, used for women, for men, so that to create that harmony. And if you see the stuff that I put for the girls, especially the two models who started, it's like it's like a girl picks up her boyfriend's jacket and pants and dresses up. So it's pretty much that was the story. Yeah.
So how soon are you going to see your line in the market?
Well, I'm working on it at the moment. There's some stuff working, some ideas coming up, some shops. But in terms of mine as a brand, as a shop on its own, I think we'll wait a little bit longer. Yeah, because I still have a few things to put in line before I could actually set up. Yeah.
What should they expect next from you?
I think what I've just shown people is that I can still do both women's clothes and menswear equally as well. But I think I still want to concentrate more on my menswear. So again, I'll still bring out the color because I believe men are not supposed to be just wearing the grays and the blues and the blacks. I think men also need to have a bit of life, color, and vibrance. So I'll still keep preaching the same message, color for men. Yeah.
That's it. Thank you.
Cheers. Hi.
Today I have my signature label, but one of my sub labels under my signature label, which is Anita Grassroot. This is purely a label that I do where I work with hand woven textiles and embroideries that are all hand done. So tonight what you will see is just some very beautiful Indian fabrics that are unique, I suppose, only to India. So you have beautiful silks and hand-woven silks from Benares, beautiful yarn tie and dyed ikats from Andhra Pradesh, and all the embroideries you see are done in Jaipur, Rajasthan. So it's yes.
Okay. So what's your target audience?
Target?
Your target should they be one with the young or the older generation?
You know, I think my strength lies in being very versatile. As a designer, I design for the very young, but I also design for the mature woman. I do all kinds of sizes. So what you see tonight is, I'm sure there's every woman who's watching the show tonight will definitely want one or two of the garments on the ramp and would be able to carry them off. It's a very versatile range. From very young, it goes into a slightly mature look.
Okay. So tell us about your label.
My fashion label is called Pulse Homme for men in French, and Pulse, it's basically the prefix letters of my name and surname. And I specialize in men's apparel, mainly bespoke wear and undies, underwear for men. Yeah.
So tell us about your supply chain.
I do supply, or rather, supply a few stockists in South Africa that specialize in menswear. And I'm launching an online store soon. We're still working on it. But I don't have any plans of opening my own shop. It's not, doesn't make business sense for in the men's industry because men are not impulsive buyers compared to our opposite genders.
So you've talked about your label. Do you target the older generation or the young people?
My LSM, I target mainly an LSM. I don't look at the age group because my stuff is both ready to wear, crossing over to corporate. So it's all about affordability more than a certain age group. Because as you know, menswear is a very small niche market. And if you're to do that, that would be career suicide. Basically, if you're to try to target a particular market, in a sense, trying to sell only to old people or something like that, you won't generate enough sales, I believe. So it's more about who can afford my stuff, and I will tailor make it for them.
So how long have you been, or how
It's
long
5
has your
years.
label been?
It's 5 years. Well, previously I co-owned a fashion label, but then I went solo because I wanted to focus mainly more on men's line. But I've been in the fashion industry since 2007, and I completed my postgraduate my master's MBA in 2010 and wrote a dissertation on fashion growth strategies in South Africa, South African market.
So, would you consider doing ladies?
We'll be diversifying into that. It's something that's in my strategy, but the approach that I would like to embark on is to make bespoke suits for ladies. That will be a niche for me instead of dresses. I think that market is already oversaturated. But also the reason I like the tailored bespoke wear is because it requires a lot of discipline and bit time consuming, but it's all about that impeccable finishing at the end of the day. You can't cheat it. Whereas I find the ladies' clothes, in as much they look absolutely fabulous and all that, but you can always just throw anything and you can just get it to be in harmony. Whereas with men, I mean, a jacket will always be a jacket. You can't suddenly have puffed up sleeves or anything like that. It will look a hot mess, so to speak.
So tell us about what's the cost of production?
What do you mean? Cost of production?
Yeah.
Depends. I mean, look, I specialize, let me rather put it this way. The fabrics that I like utilizing is mainly 100% wool for obvious reasons. I mean, for men's clothes, you cannot have polyester for a suit. It just doesn't work. So, you know, in South Africa, I find we import a lot of fabrics. We don't have a good textile industry in place where one can purchase fabrics scratch, you know, or over the counter. Obviously, ethnic prints, yes, you can, but with menswear, because it's wool, a lot of fabrics that most of us use is imported fabrics that we get from our suppliers. And look, it's quite costly, so I cannot divulge really in detail as to the overheads, how much they are, because at the end of the day, obviously, I do have to take into cognizance the fact that I have to mark up to be profitable. Like in any business, you got to be profitable. So I think it would be curious for me to say, I buy fabrics for X amount and then I sell my suits for Y amount.